Hi! So, I'm going to do a quick tutorial. I don't know if it's going to be quick, but I'm just going to do my thing about curly hair because I find that so many people, just so you know, I'm Wendy, I'm a hairdresser, and so I really am passionate about helping people understand their curly hair because there's so many people that I've seen sit in my chair who don't understand their curly hair. They don't know how easy it is. And everybody's just kind of come through the 90s and the 2000s. I'm dating myself there, but just coming through it and not knowing what to do with their hair because all it's been is straightening it through, for the last 20 years or so. And I think a lot of that is because people don't know what to do with the texture of curly hair. It's way easier than you think, but it's just knowing the techniques of how to do it. So important, so important. So here coming to you from my bathroom here. Sorry for the crazy angle. I want to put it up, but I don't have anything to mount it on. Anyway, I want to invest in that soon because we'll be doing more videos. So, where do we start? I'm doing this right now, no makeup, hair just right out of the shower, literally. Towel dried, maybe just getting to the end of where I would want to, it's starting to dry just a little bit more than I'd like right now to show you this, but that's fine because I can show you ways of, actually this is the perfect time because a lot of times if this will happen to you, you get out of the shower, you're running around doing your thing and all of a sudden it's at a drier spot than where you usually put your product in. So one tip that I found was really, really helpful is to put your product in, like quick towel dry, just, so you're not dripping wet coming out of the shower, but put your product in right away. Right away, put something in right away. That makes a world of difference. And then you can put it back up in your towel again and let the rest of the water absorb. But having some product in helps the hair to group together. This is a really important thing, is having your hair, like really, you can see these ribbons of hair that is grouped together. That is super important. That's kind of the thing you want to see. The other thing is setting your hair into position. So my hair, you can see right now, you can see some wave in there. But I really want to maximize what I've got. A lot of times what happened, let me tell you a bit of my story. When I was probably maybe 9, something like that, I remember getting out of the shower and trying to figure it with my hair. I was just kind of an awakening part of life, right? Girl, what do I do with my hair? And you start to pay attention to things. And I saw it had a bit of a kinky wave in it. And I was like, and it was only in one spot. I'm like, what do I do with that? So I don't know, I don't know if I decided or someone else did. They said, oh, you got to comb it straight, comb it straight. So since then, it's been a constant like, okay, we just got to comb it straight, get rid of that curl. So that gets in our minds, right? So much of it I find is in mindset. We've got like a picture in our mind of what it should be or shouldn't be, and what our hair is and what it isn't. So I think it's a matter of like, let's just start from scratch. What if it really is something we can work with? So yeah. So this is it right here. Now, let me just get started. Okay, so I'm just going to use my very limited products that I have right now. I haven't been doing hair for a little while, so like a couple years, so I'm low on my stock that I usually might have. One product that I like to start with is Chi. I love this stuff, and this is the Silk Infusion. I love, love, love this for my hair because the way I describe hair is like a sponge. It's like a dry sponge, even if it's wet. And it has all those holes in it. So visualize all those holes and you got to fill those up. That's what makes it smooth and healthy. So I like putting a good size of this in. And I focus on the mid-lengths to ends because I don't need, especially for you that have oily scalps, you don't need it right on your scalp, right? So if anything, just on the ends. Now, my thing here is just constantly squeezing, scrunching it up. We'll use the scrunching word because most people know that. I like to say squeezing, because that's really what you're doing. Scrunching, sometimes people get in there and really like this, and I'm like, oh, okay, you gotta be gentle with these curls so they don't break apart. And when they break apart, that gets frizzy, and that's not good. Also remember that what you see right now is not pretty. It's not exactly the prettiest result right now because it's still wet. It hasn't really set in. So you're starting to see a little bit more formation, like it's starting to look like, okay, there's some sort of sense to it. So I'm starting at the bottom, gathering it up in my hands and squeezing. One other thing that I do is I move my thumb like this a little bit. I don't know why that works, but it works for me. Maybe you have another technique that works for you. So when you see me moving, I'm moving it in place and just kind of doing that motion. So once we get our ends like that, yeah, we're getting pretty good. And it's always that delicate, fine line of how much do you touch your hair, right? Because if you're touching it too much and it's just on the line of from wet to dry, if you have curly hair, you'll know what I mean. You gotta be careful of that timeline. So this is the thing, so getting your product in, putting your towel back on if you need to. Sometimes that works for some people. Setting it, telling your hair what direction you want it to go. I wear my hair on this side. I'm just flipping it around just so I just see what mood my hair is in. Because curly hair is a mood thing, right? Isn't it? Mood. Moody curly hair. So I like to go on this side, I think today this is working. Alright, so I got my one product in. So you could do the Moroccan oil. I'm going to use another one. For me, curly hair is all about product and the cocktail of product. And it's also the moody of the cocktail product. Does that make sense? So it's kind of like one day I feel like more curl, another day I feel like looser beachy waves, stuff like that. So make sure to have a product for each one of those because it really makes a difference. And it gives you the flexibility. It's all the tools to get the job done, right? So this one I'm going to use is the Hydrating Styling Cream, Moroccan Oil. I have this, I'm just going to use it. It works. It's really light actually. But you know, to me it's like about building it. And if I have a product, I might as well use it. That's the fun thing about curlies too, is that I can really build it. Okay. And then once you got the ends pretty much done, because that's going to use most of your product, think about the roots, where you want it to go, how you want it to look. Do you want big hair? Do you want it just to simply be? Most of the time if you're in a hurry, you'll just like kind of let it be. But really think about those roots though, what direction they're going, what's that going to look like after. You know your hair. That is one thing about curly hair. You know your curly hair pattern more than anybody else. Even if you go to somebody else, you do know it more than other people because you work with it. At the same time, well, maybe that's not entirely true because you know what? When you go to somebody else, you get that different perspective. When you go to see a professional hairdresser, they've seen all of that. Most of it, right? So, and they're educated to help you, guide you. So when you go to a hairdresser who does curly hair, really see what you can pick up. See what different things you can do with your hair. And I'm pretty sure most people do. But sometimes, to be honest, a lot of the people that come to me, they're like, in their mind, and sometimes I do this too, I want what I'm used to. And change takes a little bit of adjustment, right? So, yeah. Okay, so I'm kind of squeezing up the roots a little bit too, kind of just using my fingers as a rake and just pinching it. That's another way to do it too. Some people actually use like a little clip like this, something like that, whatever kind of clip, and they'll actually you just kind of pinch it up where you want it to and give it some body right there and let it dry that way. It might look ridiculous, but you know what? That can really work for a lot of people, depending on what you got to work with. One of my clients has a bangs and a really crazy cowlick, so that's one way to just kind of keep it in place while it dries, because remember, from wet to dry is really important. So there. Okay, so now one product that I really like, if I really want a lot of support, especially because I have long hair, I really like AG Recoil. This is, I keep on coming back to it. It just works for me, and it works for a lot of people. I recommended it too. Some people can find it a bit on the heavy side, so just be aware of that. And then also remember, you can always water a product down. So, you know, if your hair is really wet, consider it like just out of the shower, then that's a great place to water it down, just by putting it in like that. Oops, sorry guys. It just fell over. I wish I could get this at a better angle. This isn't the prettiest video, but you know, it's the information, right? Okay. So recently, someone I know with a video challenge that I'm doing, I think it was, is it Joan? Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I forgot. But she was talking about how she hated her hair. It was like a Wellness Wednesday thing, and she was like, "Oh, my hair has been the biggest thing about self-love and everything." And I'm like, oh, let me just show you how to do this. It makes such a big difference. What the heck is that? Okay. There. Anyway, I'm touching my hair a lot right now. It's starting to make me go, whoa. So anyway, we got some recoil in there again, and just really squeezing it. I'm probably touching it way more than I need to. Hi, baby girl. And my baby has curly hair too. This is the other thing. Oh my gosh. People not knowing how to touch curly hair. Goodness. It's like everybody wants to straighten it out. Oh, you know, because she has curly hair and she's a baby. Okay, fine, you know. And I have to be like, step back away from the curly hair hairdresser mentality when people come and touch your hair. I'm like, let me teach you how to touch your hair. Hi, baby girl. Here. I see you. So her hair's straightish in the front because we slept on it, but it's definitely curly. Yeah, so it's all about how you touch it, right? Okay, I'm trying to keep this video short, but anyway. So my other thing, just quickly, is curl activators and sea salt spray. I really like this one. It was only, what, 16 bucks in Zenkai, I believe I got it from. So I really like this one. And the other thing, when you're putting it in, just spray it up and underneath like that. You know, so you're not disturbing a lot. Don't forget the back. I think I'm gonna go for a bit. Well, it's gonna probably go up, to be honest. But I want to kind of get some bigger hair, some more defined waves is more or less what I'm going after right now. And then another one, Libya Satique, I have this product as curl activator. So curl activators are great. I have recently discovered that I really like using it. You know, when halfway through the day or whenever you start touching your hair and it goes frizzy, stick this in after. Or for babies, because when her hair starts to get kind of blue and you know, it's just not doing anything, I reactivate it with this. So her, you know, her hair's fine as a baby, so it's, hey, there you go. There's a tip for baby hair. Just spraying it down, resetting it. Anyway, I'm going to get this, I'm going to pretty much call it right now, but I hope you got some value out of this. Please shoot me some comments or likes or whatever. And if you want to know more, if you want me to do another tutorial about, what the heck, I have a hair in my eye. If you want to do, if you want to hear anything more about curly hair, please let me know. I really, really love to share what I know, and it keeps my head in the game. All right, I will talk to you soon. Bye.